Madam Speaker, the BP's failure to have a responsible plan in place to deal with the effects of this oil spill obviously has caused untold harm to our coastal communities and the men and women on our Gulf Coast, many of which I represent. More needs to be done at every level to respond to this crisis, but one thing we will not tolerate is for there to be any disruption to the ongoing cleanup and containment efforts currently underway in the Gulf, which is why I stand before you today in full support of S3473. This bill ensures that the men and women fighting to contain this disaster have all the resources they need to continue their important work. Under this bill, the federal government will provide advanced funding to sustain and support the cleanup and containment efforts currently underway. But make no mistake, BP will be the ultimate financier, and they can count on receiving a bill once the total cost is in. At the same time, while we're working to contain this crisis, we also must take steps to ensure the situation does not become worse. Last week, Madam Speaker, I sent a letter to the President urging his administration to develop a plan in case a tropical storm or hurricane hits the Gulf Coast. The Gulf, and it will. The Gulf region has weathered hurricanes in the past, but the presence of oil in our waters creates a number of unknown circumstances, and we need to be proactive in our efforts to protect our communities from a storm. That's why next week I will convene the Joint Oil Spill Hurricane Planning Conference to develop a comprehensive hurricane preparedness and recovery plan for North Florida. The conference will bring together local, state, and federal officials and key stakeholders to develop a comprehensive and coordinated plan that identifies what actions need to be taken before, during, and after a possible storm. We are clearly in uncharted waters, Madam Speaker, but that is no excuse for us failing to take action now against a threat that we know will strike sooner or later. Madam Speaker, we must begin planning now for this possibility of a hurricane hitting the Gulf Coast and what effect the oil spill, what damage that will, additional damage that will cause. We must ensure the current cleanup and containment efforts underway are able to continue unabated. Madam Speaker, I urge support of S3473, and I yield back the balance of my time.